everyone, it's Mio. I want to wish everyone a happy Halloween. This year for Halloween, I decided to do a polymer clay tutorial. I'm going to show you how to make these really cute bunnies that are sitting inside a really adorable pumpkin. I really loved how the charms turned out and they're really easy to do. For more videos like these, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. So let's go ahead and move on to the tutorial. I'm going to start off by showing you how to make the pumpkin. So you're going to need some orange polymer clay and roll it into a nice round ball. I'm using a clay tool, but you can use any object such as a blade to use it to form marks along the sides of the pumpkin. Starting at the bottom of the pumpkin, you're just going to roll the blade or the edge up to the very center onto the top of the pumpkin. You want to make sure each of these slices are about the same size, that way your pumpkin looks really nice and even. You want to make sure you have about 6 to 8 markings, that way it has a really good even number. If you put too many or too few, it just doesn't look right. So this is what my pumpkin looks like after I put in about 6 marks. And I'm going to form the bunny part, so I'm taking some white polymer clay and using a blade, I'm just going to chop off a very small tiny piece. It's about 2 millimeters thick. I'm going to place this on the very top of the pumpkin and squish it down, and this will be the body of your rabbit. Take a small ball of white polymer clay and place it right on top of the body, and this is going to form the head of your rabbit. To decorate the pumpkin, I like my pumpkin to have some green in it, so I'm taking a very tiny piece of green polymer clay and I'm going to shape it into a small little teardrop or leaf. And I'm also going to form a mark down the center so the leaf looks a little more realistic. And just position this wherever you want on the pumpkin. I'm just putting mine slightly in front of the rabbit, but it's torted to the edge a bit. Roll out a long thin snake of white polymer clay and cut out these tiny little arms so that the little rabbit can be hugging and holding onto the pumpkin that it's inside of. I'm going to place this on the sides of the body. My rabbit hands are facing downward, but if you want yours to be waving or going upward, that's completely up to you. And of course, I'm going to give my pumpkin a cute little face, but if you don't want yours, you can absolutely leave no face on it. I'm just giving it some standard eyes and a tiny little mouth that I rolled a really tiny piece of black clay with. If you want, you can make your pumpkin frowning or be angry, or even make it look like a jack-o'-lantern for the Halloween season. I'm taking some white tiny pieces of clay and I'm making these tiny little ears to put on the rabbit's head. As you can see, they're pretty large because I want my rabbit to have really large bunny ears. To decorate my rabbit, I actually wanted to put a tiny little pumpkin on top of its head. I'm using the exact same technique I used for the larger pumpkin. You just have to go a little bit slower and be a little more careful with the smaller piece of clay because the smaller it is, the harder it is to form the nicer details. So this is what my tiny pumpkin looks like. I'm just going to position this on the center of the head, but you can also put it off to the side a little bit. It would be really cute. I'm taking a green piece of polymer clay and rolling it into a tiny long thin snake. Using a small piece, I'm actually curling it into a tiny little vine on the very small pumpkin, and I'm also going to add a stem to the very top. So I just took some brown polymer clay, cut it off, and stuck it on the very top and squish it down a little bit so it can help hold the vine and the pumpkin onto the head. All you need to do now is give your bunny rabbit a cute little face. I'm giving it the exact same face as my pumpkin, but of course yours can be mismatched and be a little bit different. I just really like this face because it's really easy to do and I think it's really cute. And to give my rabbit a little bit of blush, I'm taking some chalk pastels. Taking my paintbrush, I'm putting it into the red chalk pastel and I'm just brushing on a little bit of chalk on the cheeks so it looks like my rabbit is blushing. I like to put a very little bit amount so it comes through very gently. On the very bottom of my pumpkin, I placed 2 small pieces of white clay to form the 2 little feet that pokes outside of the pumpkin. It's supposed to be part of the little rabbit. And I wanted to add a little bit of extra detail to the pumpkin, so I made an extra small tiny leaf that's smaller than the first one I created just to give the pumpkin a little bit more color. And you pretty much finished your character. If you want, you can turn this into a nice little charm. Just take a little eyelet and you can stick it on the top part of your bunny rabbit's head and stick it through the pumpkin. This will help hold the piece together before you bake it. I baked my charms at 250 degrees Fahrenheit for about 20 minutes in the oven, and this is what my charms turned out like. I love this project. I thought it was very simple, easy, and great for Halloween. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. For more videos like these, please subscribe and give me a thumbs up. And do check out my other social media sites such as Twitter and Instagram. My username is FlyingMio, and you can preview projects that are coming your way. Thank you guys so much for watching, and good luck.